In a world defined by rapid technological advancements, the age-old divide between science and religion remains as contentious as ever. Science, with its evidence-based methodology, seems to stand at odds with religion, which often operates in the realm of the unseen, intangible, and mystical. Yet, what if this perceived opposition is a misunderstanding? What if these two disciplines were meant to complement rather than conflict? Science and religion are not enemies, but partners in the quest to understand existence, each offering perspectives the other cannot fully provide. Today, we'll explore why science must follow religion not as a subservient partner, but as an ally to bridge the material and the spiritual, the seen and the unseen, and illuminate the universal truths that guide humanity. If you're new here, consider subscribing. It goes a long way to helping our channel grow. Thank you and enjoy the discussion. To truly grasp the potential harmony between science and religion, we must start at their origins. Early humanity looked to the stars, the seas, and the cycles of nature with reverence. These were not mere phenomena, but manifestations of the divine. Religion emerged as the first lens through which we sought to make sense of our existence. It provided a framework, a narrative, and a moral compass. Ancient texts like the Vedas, the Torah, and the Tao Te Ching wove spiritual and practical wisdom into cohesive wholes. These weren't just stories, they were blueprints for living in harmony with the cosmos. From these spiritual beginnings, science was born. Early scientists, or natural philosophers, as they were then called, sought to understand the workings of God's creation. Figures like Isaac Newton, who described gravity as evidence of divine order, and Galileo Galilei, who marveled at the heavens, saw no contradiction between their faith and their work. For them, uncovering the mysteries of nature was a way to glimpse the mind of God. But over time, the paths of science and religion began to diverge. The Enlightenment era marked a watershed moment. As reason and empiricism gained prominence, religion's authority over knowledge was questioned. Scientific breakthroughs like Galileo's heliocentric model or Darwin's theory of evolution were perceived as challenges to religious dogma. The Church's often defensive response only deepened the rift. This separation wasn't without its merits. Science, freed from the constraints of dogma, flourished. It gave us vaccines, electricity, and the ability to peer into the vastness of space. Yet this independence came at a cost. Science, in its quest for the how, abandoned the why. Purpose and morality central to religion were sidelined. Religion, meanwhile, often retreated into rigid orthodoxy, resisting change and failing to engage with the modern world. And so, humanity found itself with two incomplete narratives: a scientific story that explained mechanisms but not meaning, and a religious story that offered purpose but was often disconnected from empirical reality. Here lies the potential of mysticism. Mystical traditions across cultures, from Sufism in Islam to Kabbalah in Judaism, from Zen Buddhism to Christian contemplative practices, offer a way to reconcile science and religion. Mystics speak of a universe that is interconnected, unified, and beyond the grasp of ordinary perception. They describe experiences of oneness, where the material and spiritual merge into a seamless whole. Modern science is beginning to echo these ancient insights. Consider quantum mechanics, where particles separated by vast distances appear to influence each other instantaneously, a phenomenon Einstein famously called spooky action at a distance. Or think about the Big Bang Theory, which resonates with creation myths describing a singular moment of genesis. Fractal geometry, with its infinitely repeating patterns, aligns with the Hermetic principle: as above, so below. These parallels suggest that science and mysticism are not opposing forces, but complementary lenses. Mysticism provides the why, a sense of wonder, purpose, and unity, while science provides the how, the mechanics and evidence of that unity. Historical examples demonstrate how science and religion have coexisted and even thrived together. The Islamic Golden Age is a prime illustration. Scholars like Alhazen, Avicenna, and al-Biruni made groundbreaking contributions to optics, medicine, and astronomy while rooted in a deeply spiritual worldview. Their work was driven by a belief that studying the natural world was an act of worship. In the modern era, Francis Collins, a geneticist who led the Human Genome Project, openly discusses his Christian faith and sees no conflict between his scientific work and his spiritual beliefs. He describes the complexity of DNA as the language of God, a viewpoint that resonates with the mystical idea of divine order in creation. When we say science must follow religion, it's not about subjugating science to dogma. It's about recognizing that spiritual wisdom can guide scientific progress. Religion, at its best, provides ethical frameworks, narratives of purpose, and reverence for the sacred dimensions that science, by its nature, cannot address. Think about the dilemmas posed by modern technology. Artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and climate intervention hold immense potential, but also great risk. Without a moral compass, these advancements can easily cause harm. Mystical traditions remind us that true knowledge isn't neutral. It must be aligned with compassion, wisdom, and a reverence for life. One potential area of agreement is in environmental stewardship. Both religious teachings and scientific insights emphasize the interconnectedness of life. Pope Francis's encyclical Laudato Si calls for urgent action to protect the environment, a stance supported by overwhelming scientific evidence of climate change. Together, these perspectives create a powerful call for sustainability. When science follows religion, when it aligns with ethical and spiritual principles, it gains a deeper dimension. It begins to ask not just, can we, but also, should we? This is the balance we need in an age where technology is advancing faster than our ability to grapple with its implications. Picture a world where science and religion walk hand in hand. Imagine scientific research driven by a sense of wonder and guided by spiritual principles. Picture religious communities embracing scientific discoveries as glimpses into the divine order. Together, they could address humanity's greatest challenges, from environmental crises to the psychological toll of modern life. Indigenous cultures offer a glimpse of this integration. For example, the Maori of New Zealand view nature as both sacred and interconnected. Their practices blend ecological stewardship with spiritual reverence. This holistic perspective reminds us that science and spirituality, far from being separate, can inform and elevate one another. Similarly, consider the possibilities in medicine. Traditional healing practices, which often incorporate spiritual and communal elements, are being re-examined by modern medicine. Integrative approaches to healthcare show how combining scientific rigor with spiritual insight can lead to better outcomes. How do we reconcile these worlds? First, both scientists and religious leaders must embrace humility. Scientists should acknowledge that their methods, while powerful, have limits. Religion should move beyond dogma and see faith as enriched, not threatened, by empirical knowledge. Education is key. Imagine a curriculum that doesn't pit science against religion, but presents them as complementary. Students could learn about the mechanics of the universe while also exploring its ethical and metaphysical dimensions. Philosophy, ethics, and metaphysics could stand alongside physics and biology as vital disciplines in the quest for truth. On an individual level, practices like meditation, contemplation, and mindful inquiry can help bridge the gap. These practices cultivate both inner awareness and intellectual curiosity, equipping us to navigate life's complexities with balance and insight. The divide between science and religion isn't insurmountable. It's a challenge that calls us to transcend old paradigms and embrace a holistic view of reality. Mystical teachings, with their emphasis on unity and interconnectedness, hold the key to this transformation. By aligning the empirical rigor of science with the ethical and spiritual insights of religion, we can create a framework that serves humanity as a whole. This isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's a necessity for survival. The greatest truths lie not in division, but in unity. Together, science and religion can unlock the mysteries of existence, offering humanity a way to navigate the vast tapestry of life with both understanding and reverence.